Penguins are birds. This is surprising to some as they cannot fly. Unlike most birds, penguins have adapted to a life where flying is not necessary. They have wings, but these wings have evolved into flippers, which are much more useful for their aquatic lifestyle. These flippers help them swim through water with incredible speed and grace, making them agile hunters in the ocean. Penguins are perfectly suited for life in the water, from their streamlined bodies to their dense, waterproof feathers that keep them warm and dry. Penguins are a group of flightless aquatic birds that live almost exclusively in the southern hemisphere, thriving in some of the harshest climates on Earth. There are 18 different species of penguins, each with its own unique characteristics and adaptations that help them survive in their specific environments. Some penguins are tiny, like the little blue penguin, which stands at just over a foot tall, making it the smallest of all penguin species. Others, like the emperor penguin, can reach heights of over 4 feet, towering over their smaller relatives. Despite their differences in size and appearance, all penguins share some common traits that make them easily recognizable. They have a black back and a white front, a distinctive coloration known as countershading. This coloration provides camouflage in the water, helping them avoid predators. When a predator looks at a penguin from above, the penguin blends in with the dark ocean depths, making it harder to spot. When seen from below, the penguin's white belly blends in with the bright surface of the water, providing protection from underwater threats. While most people associate penguins with the icy expanses of Antarctica, these fascinating birds can actually be found in a variety of habitats across the southern hemisphere. From the frigid shores of Antarctica to the lush, temperate forests of New Zealand, penguins have remarkably adapted to a wide range of environments, showcasing their incredible versatility. The Galapagos Islands, located near the equator, are home to the unique Galapagos penguin, the only penguin species that ventures north of the equator, defying the typical cold weather stereotype. These penguins have adapted to the warmer climate by being smaller in size, which helps them manage the heat more efficiently. They can regulate their body temperature more effectively, allowing them to thrive in an environment that would be challenging for other penguin species. Penguins are found on every continent in the southern hemisphere, from the icy tundras to the more temperate coastal regions. Each species has a specific range and habitat preference, perfectly suited to their unique environmental needs. Some penguins, like the majestic emperor and the resilient Adelie penguins, live on the Antarctic continent and its surrounding islands, enduring some of the harshest conditions on Earth. Others, like the Magellanic and Humboldt penguins, make their homes along the coast of South America, where they navigate the rocky shores and coastal waters with ease. Penguins are equally comfortable on land and in the water. On land, they waddle, hop, and slide on their bellies. They are surprisingly agile, despite their clumsy appearance. In the water, they are graceful and powerful swimmers. Penguins spend a significant portion of their lives at sea. They forage for food, swimming long distances and diving to impressive depths. Some penguin species, like the emperor penguin, can hold their breath for over 20 minutes and dive to depths of over 1,500 feet. When on land, penguins gather in large colonies called rookeries. These rookeries can contain thousands, even millions of penguins. They provide safety in numbers, protecting penguins from predators like leopard seals and skuas. Penguins are carnivores. Their diet consists primarily of krill, small crustaceans that are abundant in the Southern Ocean. They also eat fish, squid, and other marine animals. The amount of food a penguin needs to eat depends on its size and the time of year. During the breeding season, penguins need to eat more to provide for themselves and their chicks. They may spend several weeks at sea, foraging for food before returning to the rookery to feed their young. Penguins have several adaptations that help them catch prey. Their streamlined bodies and powerful flippers allow them to swim quickly and efficiently. They also have excellent underwater vision and a specialized beak with backwards pointing barbs that help them grip slippery prey. Section 5. The hunt for food. Penguins hunt for food in groups. They dive down into the water and surround schools of fish or krill, herding them together and making them easier to catch. This cooperative hunting strategy increases their chances of success. Once a penguin catches prey, it swallows it whole. Penguins don't have teeth for chewing. They swallow their food whole and digest it in their stomachs. They have a specialized two-part stomach. One part stores food and the other part grinds it up using small stones that the penguin swallows. The amount of time a penguin spends hunting each day varies depending on the availability of food and the demands of breeding. During the breeding season, penguins may spend up to 18 hours a day hunting for food. Section 6. Staying warm in the cold. Penguins live in some of the coldest places on Earth. They have several adaptations that help them survive in these harsh conditions. Their feathers provide excellent insulation. They have a layer of fat beneath their skin that helps to keep them warm. Penguins also huddle together for warmth. By standing close together, they can share body heat and reduce the amount of surface area exposed to the cold air. Huddling is especially important for chicks, which are more vulnerable to the cold. Another adaptation that helps penguins conserve heat is their circulatory system. They have a specialized system of blood vessels in their flippers and feet that helps to circulate warm blood from the body's core to the extremities. This helps to prevent frostbite. Section 7. Penguin partners and parents. Most penguin species are monogamous. They form breeding pairs that last for a single breeding season and in some cases for several years. Penguins engage in elaborate courtship rituals which vary depending on the species. Some penguin species build nests on land, using rocks, pebbles, and vegetation. Others, like the emperor and king penguins, don't build nests at all. They incubate their eggs on their feet, tucked under a fold of skin called a brood pouch. Both parents share the responsibility of incubating the eggs and caring for the chicks. Penguins take turns incubating the eggs, while the other parent goes out to sea to forage for food. Section 8. Raising chicks in harsh conditions. Penguin chicks hatch after an incubation period of about 1 to 2 months, depending on the species. When they first hatch, they are covered in downy feathers and are unable to care for themselves. The parents take turns feeding and protecting the chick. They regurgitate food that they have stored in their stomachs, feeding it to the chick in small, manageable amounts. The chick grows rapidly, and within a few months it is almost the size of its parents. Once the chick is large enough, it joins a group of other chicks called a creche. The creche provides safety in numbers and allows the parents to spend more time foraging for food. Section 9. Amazing penguin adaptations. Penguins have many amazing adaptations that allow them to thrive in their unique environment. Their dense, waterproof feathers provide insulation in the coldest water. Their streamlined bodies and powerful flippers make them expert swimmers. Penguins have a special gland located near their eyes that filters out excess salt from their bloodstream. This gland, called the supraorbital gland, allows penguins to drink seawater when fresh water is scarce. They excrete the excess salt through their nostrils. Another amazing adaptation is their ability to sleep with half their brain at a time. This type of sleep, called unihemispheric slow-wave sleep, allows penguins to stay partially alert while they rest. This is especially important when they are at sea and need to be aware of predators. Section 10. Threats to penguins today. Penguins face a number of threats, many of which are caused by human activities. These threats are not only immediate, but also have long-term impacts on their survival and well-being. Climate change is one of the most significant threats to penguin populations. The rapid changes in climate are altering their habitats in ways that are difficult for penguins to adapt to. As global temperatures rise, sea ice is melting at an alarming rate. This melting ice reduces the available habitat for penguins and disrupts their breeding cycles. This loss of sea ice is having a devastating impact on penguin populations, particularly emperor and Adelie penguins, which rely on sea ice for breeding and foraging. Without stable ice, their ability to raise their young is severely compromised. Overfishing is another major threat to penguins. The depletion of fish stocks means that penguins have to travel further and expend more energy to find food. As humans remove large quantities of fish and krill from the ocean, it becomes more difficult for penguins to find enough food to survive. This scarcity of food can lead to malnutrition and decreased reproductive success. This is especially problematic during the breeding season, when penguins need to consume large amounts of food to provide for themselves and their chicks. The lack of food can result in higher chick mortality rates. Pollution, habitat destruction, and oil spills also pose significant threats to penguin populations. These environmental hazards can have both immediate and long-lasting effects on penguin health and survival. Penguins are particularly vulnerable to oil spills. The oil can damage their feathers, reducing their insulation and buoyancy. Their feathers can become coated in oil, making it difficult for them to swim and stay warm. This can lead to hypothermia, drowning, and even death if not promptly addressed. Section 11. The future of penguins. The future of penguins depends on our actions. By addressing climate change, reducing pollution, and protecting penguin habitats, we can help ensure that these fascinating creatures continue to thrive for generations to come. Many organizations around the world are dedicated to penguin conservation. These organizations are working to protect penguin habitats, reduce threats to penguin populations, and educate the public about the importance of penguin conservation. Penguins are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are an indicator species, meaning that their health is a reflection of the health of the ocean as a whole. By protecting penguins, we are also protecting the health of our oceans and the countless other species that depend on them.